force. Pikachu's going to Volt Tackle you before you get anywhere near it. And I don't know if PlayerF does enough damage to a Gyarados to actually ensure that it's played here. So I'm very curious to see if PlayerF is going to come out. Probably the Hooper resets and the Blissey healing going to keep that Mimikyu in the fight, but it does go towards more of a Shadow Claw build. That's what I'm interested for, but you know me, I'm probably going to get proven wrong straight away. So I'm actually really interested to see how this goes if we do see the Hooper invade coming.
So you're completely right. PlayerF is a play that we pick on a counter basis. Like if we want to counter something. However, the interesting fact here is that if you look at Underlord's composition right now, they have 2 supporters and 1 defender. And with how much damage Mammothspine can actually deal out, playing an attacker Mammothspine is definitely going to be interesting. It has that damage. It does have that stun that you look for, the crowd control, the CC. However, the problem with the defender is that its attack is not going to scale as much as attacker in the late game. So in early game, it's going to be definitely something that's going to be annoying to XesoL Esports. But in the end game, it's going to fall off a little bit in the damage section.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's very interesting to me that we didn't get the Hooper invade. Magikarp's still at half level effort Gorge. Mimikyu has decided to go bot lane, which means XesoL could get a few pick KOs here. It has gone for the Shadow Claw build, and there goes the Eevee before it can even get its evolution. Pikachu has no choice but to fall back. Magikarp nowhere near the top side to try and get some experience off possible takedowns from XesoL, and it looks like Underlord Esports is going to take that bottom path, whereas Solar Esports is going to take top part. Indeed, he's all for themselves. Mammothspine going on in, and Magikarp gets taken on down, and Underlord Esports now on the front foot in both lanes.
And I believe the Hooper didn't go for the invade because the priority here was to keep the Magikarp in the control for as long as possible. If you go for the invade, you leave 2 versus 1. The Magikarp has a lot of time to get his effort value filled up. Look at this, at level 5, almost at level 6. If he gets this knockout, that's a Gyarados online, and that's what you don't want it to happen. So having Hooper in the top lane actually covers up the DPS that you're lacking for not playing an attacker.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a Trick Hooper and a Trick Room Mimikyu. What am I seeing? What am I seeing?
We are something fun.
I am speechless. Trick Room Mimikyu is working against XesoL Esports as Mimikyu picks up a 2 KO streak, and it's now taking on the Ho-Oh. Trick...
So we're just saying that we don't see Trick Room Mimikyu that often. So the caster is being proved wrong is something that teams like to do very often. And I'm not sure if the trick is a misplay, if it's a misclick, but definitely not having that opportunity to have that Uber highway is interesting. When you're not playing an attacker, you're actually playing Mammothspine as your top lane attacker. So you do not have that much, yes, that might be the problem here. Because you don't have that much DPS, you want that trick to cover up some of that mobility, right?
And it makes so much more sense. Trick Room Hooper gives, Trick Room Mimikyu gives so much movement and extra dashes, which means you get more procs on your Shadow Claw as well for chances to reset. But then, couple that with Trick Hooper inside Mimikyu's Trick Room, the speed and attack speed goes even higher. What are Underlord Esports doing to me in this game? 145 to 41 with an attack Mammothspine, Trick Hooper, Trick Room Mimikyu, and it's working, Ravage. But beautiful Ice Bank pick onto the Ho-Oh. It's still very bulky. The Blissey using its Egg Bomb to stun and then getting the KO. I am completely lost with what I am seeing here. Bottom Reggie got taken by Underlord Esports, and now that top Regieleki looks like it's going to Underlord as well.
So this is why we call this a team game, right? This game works on synergy, and it's it's just fascinating to watch how many synergies are there in the game right now, which are not being utilized as much. We just run after the Pokemon who's doing the best, who's getting the buffs, who's getting all these, like Mammothspine Unite, stun, you get the CC, you get the Trick Room up, you get the Hoopa Trick up, and then you'll deal a lot of damage. Yes, you lost your top laner, but that's never gonna be your frontline attacker. It's not gonna be the firepower of your team. It's always gonna be that Mimikyu on that. Yes.
Play with me onto the XesoL Edge. This Mimikyu is just... I can't even keep track of its movements. Trick Room onto the Gyarados. Picks up a 2 KO streak. What is happening on my screen? I don't get it. A level 11 Mimikyu at the 5-minute mark. 219 to 41. I can't tell if this is just a complete surprise for XesoL Esports from what they're seeing, that they are like me right now, where they're probably a lot more mentally on it right now. But again, this is incredible, and we haven't even... The Armourouge has gone completely unnoticed right now. There's the mean look onto the Mimikyu. Pops Trick Room, manages to get out, gets a dash. The Hooper unbound inside the top lane. The Gyarados is all by itself, gets taken down by a Blissey. And the top lane could... Oh my god. Oh my god.
If anyone tells me XesoL Esports was prepared for that, I'll just say that they're lying. No one can ever be prepared for something like this. This is insane what they're doing. So this is what I was talking about. There are so many synergies in the game. No one actually thinks about exploiting them. This is what an exploitation looks like.
This is incredible. We're so used to seeing... Especially when it comes to the meta, we're so used to seeing the same movesets come up. Mamoswine is still playing Ice Fang, but it's not running the EXP share, so it's running Damage Ice Fang. We have the Trick Hooper. We're used to seeing Hyperspace Hole. The Mamoswine's going to break tier 2, and there's still one more Regieleki on the board to go. XesoL is going to try and hunt this down. Mamoswine with a red buff of all things. Ho-Oh has not been seen in the game. Beautiful Armourouge Unite. Gyarados securing that, and Play With Me onto the Pikachu gets taken down, and Umbreon's going to pop its Unite Midnight Prance, and Mimikyu is just going to slash and dash as well as get caught up in the mean look. Ho-Oh trying to secure it with a bit of flames there, but Mimikyu taking it down as well. I want to see these Mimikyu stacks. Gyarados can't get a stack in, even though the Regieleki's walked in. It finally bounces its way into a 40. 327 to 133. Ravage, we could see a Hooper play come through at the Ray fight, where Hooper just decides to move its way to, oh my god, Trick on top of a Trick Room Hooper. And again, Ho-Oh's gone down. I've never seen a Ho-Oh whittle down that quickly. A 2 KO streak for the Hooper. And Mimikyu is now level 14.
I believe both teams are having fun at this point. I'm not sure how serious we can be with this game, because even with the Ho, if you see, he's playing the flamethrower build.
Yeah.
And not the sky attack, which actually gives your team a lot more room to engage on. So they might have had some communication in between the games. These teams know each other very well. There's a history behind them. And this might be just a fun game, but whatever is happening on the screen right now, Underlord is having so much fun with this comp, with this synergy, that it's fun to watch for us as well.
This is breaking my brain. This is actually, this exhibition match is breaking my brain, because I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'm very much enjoying it. You mentioned that this could obviously just be a bit of fun. It's an exhibition match. Obviously, that's what we want to see. But there's some pride on the line for these teams, no? Like, if a game's going to go this way, again, where we say where there's a raid, there's a way. But look how far into the enemy team's central area that Underlord Esports is. And the Mimikyu's barely taken any damage. Armourouge Unite onto nothing. So I feel like you're right, Ravage. This is absolutely a fun game. Revenant Ren onto the Mimikyu. Play With Me on it to the XesoL Edge. Umbreon Unite's going to go on in as well. Trick Room's going to go down. Mimikyu can finally get taken out. Bliss Assistance onto the Mimikyu. Doesn't survive. It's surviving on a live and a prayer. It's still alive. What is happening? Oh my god, Mimikyu's still alive. It's back to half health from absolutely no health whatsoever. Shadow Claw does take down the Gyarados alongside the Armourouge, and it's still in this. It's still in this game.
Let's talk a little bit about history. So, back in Season 1, there was a time when we used to play some basically scrims between all these fields. I was also playing at that time, and there used to be a game that we used to play that it was remote stadium back then, right? And the entire point of playing that particular scrim is that no one's gonna take Rayquaza or Zapdos at that point, so we can focus more on the gameplay, on the fight, and we can focus more on the lanes and not on just the secure. And this is what's happening right now. No one is going for the Rayquaza.
Well, I mean, Underlord don't need...
so many memories for me.
Underlord don't need to take the Rayquaza. Mamoswine gets a 40 dunk into the home base. There's the Dragon Card's going to come on in. Thunderstorm's going to go in. But Mimikyu manages to get out with Trick Room. I don't know what I'm watching right now, but I very much enjoy it. And now with 15 seconds left to go, the teams are finally going to give the big dragon a little bit of attention. Gyarados going to bounce back on in. What a game we just witnessed.
This
Oh
is the
my
first game.
God.
They can have fun. They can have a lot of fun here because in the end, you have 2 more games to go. They're probably gonna whittle it down to a best of one in the end. That's what these teams do. When you know the team so well, when you know they are friends playing on the other end, you,
Yeah.
you can have some fun, right?
I need to see these stats. I need to 165k. Ay, ay, ay. And 127k healing from the, my God. From the Blissey. 53k damage from the Mamoswine. Oh, jeez. I don't